Hello YouTubers, it's Championdjk coming at you again with another 10 Car Tuesday episode, and today we're going to do some Greenlight. So I've got 10 Greenlight cars, which I've already kind of cut open the packaging so we can pop these out of the package real easily here on video, and we'll just take a look at 10 cars for 10 Car Tuesday, of course. Alright, so this first one, getting right to it, is the 1977 Dodge B100. This is from the Norman Rockwell Series 1. Little picture of Santa Claus right there in the front. This is the Percival Mobile Bakery. Fresh cookies made to order. Quality and convenience. Here's a quick look at the back of the card. Norman Rockwell, collect all 6. And yeah, so it's got like definitely some Norman Rockwell licensing deal here with this holographic image. Not sure what these were limited to. We're going to go ahead and pull this one out. That's interesting. Is it a plastic base? No, it is metal. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the car. Here it is. It's a Dodge. You know, this van in particular has been out quite a few variations. There's a lot of them. Order here. Mobile Bakery, 65 cents each, 2 for $1. So this van's been out for a long time. This one is number 1974. This is the casting number is GL060B. Is the tooling number, which oddly enough it shares the same tooling value, or the 60, as the Chevy van. Which is kind of interesting. So you get metal body, metal base. I think all of these cars we're going to look at today are going to have metal body and metal bases. And of course, rubber tires. And a great amount of detail, as Greenlight always has. We'll see. Greenlight's been known kind of right lately, at least in my opinion, has been known for some quality issues. We're going to see what we get coming out of the packages as we go along here. This one looks good, so definitely good. Check that van off the list. It's what casting I collect. This next one is the 1965 Lincoln Continental from Greenlight Hollywood Series 22, which is Entourage. The HBO series Entourage. I don't know, is that series still on TV? It's kind of crazy if it is. I think I watched like the first couple seasons of it back in, I don't know, 2004 maybe, 2004 or 5. I don't quite recall when it came up, but it was a long time ago now. But here it is. And I'm still not caught up with pop culture that I don't even know. I guess this isn't on the air. Like, they're not making new seasons of this late now, are they? I don't know, maybe they are. Could be totally wrong. But here it is. So this is the convertible version of the Lincoln Continental. There already was, and I believe this is the first release of it as a convertible. You do get lens detail up front. Plastic bumper piece, looks pretty good, and you do get a little plastic bumper piece for the back. I'm not sure if the plate on the back, if that is like correct or significant to the show. Of course, it has metal body, metal base. This is number 5392, and the tooling number, let's see if we can see it. I think that's 117. It's hard to see, but here it is in a convertible. Quality wise, it looks okay. One of the wheels is on a little bit wonky, which might be fixable. This hood should open. There's a look at the motor. Looks pretty good. So hood shuts fairly decent, and it looks pretty good. So pretty cool. I like it. It's pretty nice. It does seem to like sit down a little bit lower in the back than it does in the front, which gives it this like slanted upward look, which I don't think it's supposed to have. It should be sitting a little bit more level, I think. It is a one rivet casting, interestingly enough, and it's held together by screws, so you could take this apart fairly easily. But there is that one, the car number 2 for our 10 car Tuesday. All right, and then next up we got a couple of mail trucks. First of all, the USPS LLV with mailbox. This is the truck that delivers all the awesome diecast to our homes here in the U.S. A couple of notable things, I guess, on the back. Zip codes began on July 1st, 1963. That's pretty cool. Nice little facts there. This was a hobby. I don't know. Wait, actually, I don't know if this was a hobby exclusive or not. It doesn't have that Greenlight hobby thing on it. These might have been available in stores. They never showed up in my area. Ooh, we get a weird long hair on the inside of this packaging. So that is probably origin of China. It's actually, I think, stuck to the tape. Maybe that holds in that little mailbox. Well, let's pull this out. Here it is. And let's see if I can get the little mailbox out. Here's a little mailbox. Mailbox sits a little crooked. That's okay, though. Don't care too much about that. I really care about the vehicle. One of the legs on the mailbox is kind of messed up. That's okay. Here is the casting itself. It does look pretty good. It seems like it's large for 1/64 scale, but I guess that could be wrong. It just seems like it's too big. I picture those trucks as being small, not as tall as a Dodge, taller than a Dodge D100, but I don't think this is perfectly to scale either because it's such an early Greenlight casting. This one, I just don't know if this is actually to scale or not. I think the back does open. Should anyway. Get that open. One hand there. Not much in the back. It's empty right now. Done with its route. It's headed home. The back piece is plastic. The body is metal. Base is metal. This is number 1979. And we got lens detail up front. A little insert there for the grill piece. And of course you got the mirrors, which have really good detail on them. They actually have a reflective surface on the back side of the mirrors. Yeah, even on the front one, they're painted silver. I shouldn't say they're reflective surface, but yeah, mirror right there. That's a pretty cool touch. It's actually a very well detailed car. This one does roll very well as well. I just don't know if it is to scale or not. Anybody who knows more about the vehicles probably would be able to tell. It just seems like the actual vehicles are smaller than this. I'll pay attention to the next time one rolls by my house. All right, so there's that. And then we get this one, which is another mail truck, the 1971 Jeep DJ5. This was a hobby exclusive for sure and is also United States Postal Service. And I believe the information on the back here, just looking at it real quick, is actually the same as on the other one. So there it is, copyright date 2018. So this just came out not too long ago. I'll go ahead and pull it out. It's a cool little Jeep tooling. Pretty neat. Very well detailed. Good looking in the front there with weird white paint, like overspray or something that's in that grill. That's kind of strange. I don't even know if maybe that's like the glue that they use to glue in the set-in headlights. I'm not really sure. That is kind of interesting. The casting is a one rivet casting. Is number 1618. Pretty cool little tooling though. I don't think there's any moving parts on this one. No opening hood. Nothing that opens in the back or anything like that. Doors don't open. It's kind of a weird setup for those doors to like be over the tire like that. That's kind of an interesting thing. I don't know when these vehicles were actually in service. I can't tell you the dates when these were in service, but it is a pretty cool little Jeep, and I needed an example of this tooling to add to the collection. Is there a tooling number here in the bottom that we can look at? I know I didn't look at it for the LLV, and we should have, but I don't see it. It's there, but it's totally covered in the black paint covering the base. It's right there in the corner, so I really can't tell what it is. This one is gosh, that's hard to see. 125, I think it is. But pretty cool. All right, moving on. We're going to keep going here. This is the 1967 Chevy Camaro Z28. This is also a hobby exclusive, the very first Camaro Z28. Number 4. Is there history about this vehicle? You would think they would have printed history on the back of it if it is the first Camaro Z28. There is nothing. Copyright date 2018. Go ahead and open open it up. I don't know. Again, I don't know what these are limited to. So I got to keep moving the camera around here. Refocusing. And pretty cool. Looks good. I love the classic vintage kind of like racing liveries. It's number 2296. I'm going to stop trying to look for tooling numbers, I think, because they're tough to see here, and I have to really get up close. Is that 104? Looks like 104. Shiny base on that one. Quality-wise, this one seems to be pretty good. It rolls really good. The hood should open. And it does. There it is. That's a good-looking car. I don't think those are inserted headlights. They might be, though, and they might be painted over. I don't recall if this one had inserts or not. It does have inserted pieces for taillights, but they're not, like, transparent. They're just painted. So that's interesting. USA number 1. This spoiler bit is a separate piece. Overall, though, I think this does look pretty good, and it is in good shape, so right out of the package, which is always great to get a car that we don't have to mess with once we open it. And so I like that one, and that's car number 5 for 10 Car Tuesdays. So we still got a ways to go here. This one looks very nice. Scottsdale, Arizona, Barrett Jackson, the world's greatest car auction. This one's sold for $132,000 in a slightly different color, it looks like here. 1968 Dodge Charger RT Hemi. This is Barrett Jackson Series 3. These Barrett Jackson or auction car collectibles usually look really good because they're like stock vehicles. I should say stock colors. This one does, and they also come with a card in here. Tells you a little bit more about the vehicle. So it says it was sold. There it is. No reserve. $132,000 what this thing sold for. There's a look at the actual car. You can pause this and read it if you would like to. I like this series, though. I think it's pretty cool that they do this. I wonder if they have to like license from the actual owner that bought the car or just from the Barrett Jackson thing. Be kind of interesting to know. But there it is. This one does have reflective paint for taillights. Of course, the headlights, it doesn't need lensed headlights because they're hidden behind that grill. It would flip out. And there is the motor right there, Hemi orange. It's a good-looking car. Good-looking tooling. I think this is an earlier tooling. This is number 2391. This is the number we get here on the bottom of the car. It is GL030, so it is a relatively older Greenlight tooling. And a cool one for our car number 6. Number 7 is this one right here. And you guys know I love GTOs. This is in the same series as the one we just saw. This is the 1970 Pontiac Gto Judge. Go ahead and pull that out. Set it there in front of the camera while I pull out the card. This one sold for quite a bit more than the other one. $440,000. Pontiac Gto Judge. And the color looks pretty much bang on. And the wheels even look bang on to what the actual car looks like. Pretty cool. Here's a look at the back. Awesome. Very awesome. Lot number 1412. So I like this Barrett Jackson series. In a matter of fact, I don't know, maybe I'll start collecting the Barrett Jackson series. Do I really need more muscle cars in my life? Because I do collect a lot of Auto World and all that stuff. So generally in the beginning when I was starting to collect Greenlight, I was kind of staying away from the muscle cars because I'm like, I have enough muscle cars. But they do a good job in these auction series. And I kind of like the fact that they're modeled after a real vehicle that's sold in those auctions. I don't know. Just that little tidbit of information and the extra information about the actual vehicle, I think, makes it a little bit more interesting to me. But this is really cool, Convertible Gto. I didn't have the convertible version of this tooling. This is also a tooling that's been around for a while. It's number 2106. It is tooling number, I'm trying to see that there, 35, I think, 35 or 36. It's tough to tell looking at it at this angle through this camera. And but look at that beauty. Let's see if we can take a look at the motor. And this one, I don't think I'm going to get the hood open. Yeah, it's too difficult right now, and we're just going to keep moving. But trust me, there's a detailed motor under there. I don't think it's going to be crazy detailed, but it'll still be detailed under there. That's a beauty. That might be my favorite one of the episodes so far. All right, got 3 more to go, and this one's been around for a while. 2016 Nissan GTR R35 Gold Edition. I think these were hobby. These might have been hobby only. I'm not sure. When you get to see the special packaging like this, I'm not really 100% on where they were available. But here is Gold Edition. You could read that if you'd like to. Go ahead and pause it. And pull this one off. So this casting, I have too many variations of it. They've come up with a lot of them, a lot of hobby exclusive ones. Just a ton of the GTR, probably, for good reason. In the beginning, it was really the only Japanese manufacturer car that was popular and available in the Greenlight lineup. Was this GTR 2356, tooling number 94 is what it is. It's not a bad tooling, and there's better ones than this one, I think, or ones that look a little bit better than this Gold Edition one. But this is a nice basic stock look. So you've got your lens detail up front. You've got painted detail on the back. It is a metal body, metal base. There is also a plastic-based version of this tooling that was out in Motor World. But it is a pretty basic one, and they have released a ton of different variations of it, so it's probably one you've seen a ton of. So I don't think we're going to spend a ton of time on it. But it is pretty cool. So there's your GTR. And this one's actually in really good shape. Rolls good. I don't see any quality issues with it. So far, we're getting really lucky on quality. This next one is the Wagon Queen Family Truckster. This is from Greenlight Hollywood Series 15. This is the one that is now with Aunt Edna. So you get a 1/64 scale dead body with this particular car. That's kind of a fun thing, right? All right, so then here's the back of the car. Not much to look at on the back. In fact, really nothing to look at. Let's go ahead and pull both the car and Aunt Edna from National Lampoon's Family Vacation out of this package. Aunt Edna's held in with like a little sticker piece. Let's see if we can get that out quick. So this car, first of all, was released with this honky lips spray paint and missing the hubcaps and all that jazz once before this came out. But then this is now the dirty version of that. So, and I think she sits right here. Something like that. But yeah, leave it to Greenlight. Only diecast manufacturer I know of that has made a replica 1/64 scale corpse. So, way to go, Greenlight. All right, so there's that. And this is, although it is weird, it is part of a very awesome movie and is pretty cool to have in 1/64 scale. And I think it's a cool thing. All right, so here it is, National Lampoon's Vacation. These will probably get more popular as the Greenlight, has stopped making them, basically. I don't see why they would ever really put this car out again. They may not, and then you might start seeing the variations of this go up in value. I think that's a possibility because I don't think they're going to be making much more. They've already done pretty much everything they can with this wagon casting. And now that they've done that, there's really no reason to put it out again. I don't think so anyway. In 1/64 scale, we'll see what happens, but I don't think they'll put it. I mean, they had a Black Bandit of it. What else are they going to really do? They have other wagon castings now, so they don't need this one in like the lineup. And so I would doubt that they would put out more of them. But who knows? If they keep selling, they'll keep putting them out. So there's that. And then lastly, we get a green machine. This is the 1986 Chevy G20, so we've bookended this episode with vans. This is from Black Bandit Series 16. I found this green machine on the pegs at my long-lost and heavily missed Toys R Us store And that was the series. I found this on the pegs at that store. Rest in peace, Toys R Us. Definitely miss you. Miss the people there. That was a good store. It was an excellent store. Very collector friendly too. But here it is, the G20. Ever since that store went out too, I haven't really. Well, I guess it kind of happened at the same time as me having kids and stuff like that, not being able to hunt as heavy and all that jazz. So kind of like it was meant to be. All right, so GL060A. This is number 38. Of course, it's a low number because it is a green base, green tire, green wheel, green machine. I usually don't collect the green wheel, green machines, but this one being a Black Bandit and that it has the green rims, it looks still pretty awesome and just different enough from the basic Black Bandit version of it that it is pretty cool and worthy of collecting. So there it is, guys. There is 10 Greenlight cars for this episode of 10 Car Tuesday. Quick little recap. We had this G20 and we had this guy. Don't get me started on how these are the same tooling number. I don't understand it. And I think Heavy Metal 164 tried to explain it once. I still don't get it. All right, so there's that. Of course, we had the National Lampoon's Vacation. We had our Entourage Lincoln Continental convertible. We had our mail truck, mail trucks, mail Jeep. Pretty cool. I really do like this one. It took me a long time to get that. I should have got it right when it came out. The Camaro, pretty awesome. This Dodge, very awesome as well. Nissan GTR, and this awesome GTO. That GTO, okay, I'm going to say it. That GTO is my favorite of the episode. The second favorite would probably be this Black Bandit Green Machine. Third favorite, probably the Camaro. And then probably the LLV maybe after that. Or this Dodge Charger is quite a nice piece as well. These are really good, and they don't have like the steamroller tires that you see in a lot of Greenlights, the older Greenlight toolings. I think they probably altered them because there's space for a wider tire in there, but they probably put different wheels on it because of that. All right, so anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys very much for watching another 10 Car Tuesday, and have yourself an excellent day.